so much for joining me today. I'm Samantha Aguilar here with MUSE TV, and I'm going to give you guys a little rundown on some of the films that I got to watch this 2020 Toronto International Film Festival season. Now, I am so grateful to have been able to watch some of these really incredible films, but I'm going to break down this film that I really loved, The Pieces of a Woman. It was directed by Kornél Mundruczó. Amazing film. It's starring Shia LaBeouf and Vanessa Kirby as they play this young couple, Martha and Shawn. The film basically follows the couple as they enter parenthood, and unfortunately the delivery does not go well and the baby is lost. More than anything, this film follows the journey of Martha's character as she emotionally and physically heals from this awful incident. First off, I'm going to say I think it was filmed so beautifully, so candidly, and it feels so real because of that. There are so many moments, especially with Vanessa Kirby's character Martha, from the labor to actually giving birth, holding the baby for the first time, and then of course the rest of the journey follows her hardships and how she's able to cope with everything. And it's all shot so candidly, so it feels so organic. I do have to say Vanessa Kirby was amazing in this film. She was really able to go through every single scene and beautifully portray the character as she develops, as she falls, as she grows, as she, falls into really difficult situations. I think beyond this, the film also captures the difficult reality of what it's like to not only go through labor, but then go through the moments after labor where you don't get to have your baby, you don't get to be a mother. And for Martha, this is very evident throughout the film. There is no tiptoeing around it. It is portrayed very rawly, and it is very hard to watch. I will say there are some scenes and some moments, specifically this one scene where Martha goes to the grocery store, she's in the frozen aisle section, she picks up 2 bags of peas, and then she takes them home. And later that night, she uses them to ice her breasts because she's lactating, but because she obviously doesn't need to be doing that, her breasts are very sore. And it's just moments like that in the film that I really think stand out and make it so real and make the characters and their stories so real. And I think the way that this film was approached to really show and really portray those moments makes it so easy to watch. Makes you feel so connected to the characters, makes you not want to look away. And like I said, even though these moments are so difficult to watch, they really do grab you, and the story is just a ride. But of course, as Martha's character is going through all of this, Shawn's character is also dealing with his own internal battles, and as a recovering addict, he definitely falls back into that hole, and they both actually do things that maybe they shouldn't be doing to cope with the loss of their child. And of course, it's things that are completely out of their character. It's just battles that kind of come back, unfortunately, throughout these difficult times that they have to kind of relive. And as they're battling their own battles, of course, it is very hard to keep that relationship alive and going. And we watch as they begin the film so completely in love, and the chemistry is there. Both actors incredible at showing love and appreciation for each other at the beginning, but of course you do watch as they slowly fall out of love and the relationship stops. And with Vanessa's character Martha, it is very evident that she's going through so much pain, and she doesn't know how to deal with it all the time, and she doesn't want to deal with it all the time, and so she pushes it away. She does not face it. It's difficult for her, and that's how she copes at the beginning. And unfortunately, that does take a toll on a lot of her relationships. One being her and her partner Shawn's, and another one being with her mother. Now, her mother's completely overbearing. She's very controlling. She tries to get Martha to do things her way. Of course, Martha is not happy with that. She doesn't appreciate that her mother is so controlling and so demanding with her in her life. And so when Martha begins to go through the journey of refinding herself and finding answers and finding her own purpose and growing out of it, it does not help that her mother's overbearing, and of course her relationships end up getting hurt. This film is so great at showing all the highs and all the lows, and I mean really, like when the stakes are high, you feel the adrenaline, you feel the rush with the characters, and when they're low, you also are able to feel that low, depressing, unsettling moods And I think that's why the story works so well, and why I loved it so much, is because it really was able to portray all these moments with all these characters every single time. And beyond that, of course, they had an incredible cast. This is one of Vanessa Kirby's first starring roles. I mean, she does an incredible job at portraying Martha all the way through. And of course, Shia LaBeouf. Actually, he just released 2 films last year, and he's been kind of slowly coming back. But of course, I mean, Shia LaBeouf, he's an incredible actor. I think this film also kind of touches on how men can also have all these feelings, right? Men can be sad, they can be depressed, they can be going through something difficult, and they can have all these emotions stirring inside of them. And Shia LaBeouf does an incredible job at doing that as well, which is another great aspect of this film. Just the acting on its own is amazing, and I think that's also why you don't need a lot of fancy sets and a lot to go into the cinematography when you do have actors that can be so bare with their feelings and so vulnerable at the same time, and it shows all the way through the film. So an incredible cast, an incredible movie, a very, very moving story that I think everyone should watch. If you have an opportunity to watch this, please do. Let me know what you think about this. Comment below, like, subscribe, and stay tuned to MUSE TV for more reviews. I'm Samantha Aguilar. Thank you guys.